So I think I started to kind of realize that I felt differently or was a little different. Probably late middle school, early high school. I was super close to my family, so I always told myself the first people I would tell would be, my sister and my mom and dad. And I actually planned out my whole coming out. I made a PowerPoint that I was going to present to them, which was really funny. And then I just never got to that. I think I just broke down one day and told my parents around the dinner table. And my parents are incredible and super supportive, and my family's great. I think mental health in the LGBTQ plus community is something that I feel pretty passionately about. There's a genetic component to mental illness, of course, but there's a huge psychosocial component as well. And I think growing up in an environment where you don't feel like you can be yourself and that you have to constantly hide some part of your identity, or you're acting all the time, or making sure that you don't have like gay voice, for lack of better words, can be really taxing on a person. And so mental illness in our community is definitely an issue. So I remember when I applied to medical school, I was really concerned about whether or not I would include in my application my identity, this part of my identity at least, because it has had an impact on me, I think. But I didn't include it in my application because I was scared that that would eliminate me from, the applicant pool, just because someone reading my application wouldn't want to see it. I probably wouldn't give the same advice now. I would say express your identity if that's an important part of what leads you here, and if that's an important part of your story, because you want to go somewhere that accepts all of you and allows you to grow in a way that accepts all of you. And so I would advise anyone applying to medical school right now to just be your truest self. You will end up somewhere that is good for you, not only as a student of medicine, but also just as a human being. And when you are in medical school, don't shy away from your identities, whatever they are, steer into them, because medicine will have you interacting with so many people who are so diverse and come from so many different backgrounds, and being able to empathize with that in a way that can only be had from lived experience is a superpower, and I think makes you a better physician.